For decades, the American financial playbook was beautifully simple. You clocked your 30 years, celebrated your 65th birthday, and let a reliable pension and Social Security carry you smoothly into the sunset. That was the standard expectation for a fortunate generation, a clean break from the workforce, funded by a system built to guarantee rest after a lifetime of labor. Today, that playbook is obsolete. The cost of housing, groceries, and healthcare has surged so far past standard Social Security payouts that those checks no longer cover the basic math of staying alive. As a direct result, millions of people in their late 50s and 60s are finding it impossible to actually leave the workforce. They have to keep clocking in, taking on extra shifts, or finding new jobs just to keep their heads above water. The math of the golden years no longer adds up. What was supposed to be a guaranteed period of rest has become a mandatory, indefinite extension of the daily grind. But trying to stay in the workforce introduces the first major problem. The modern corporate job market is highly hostile to older applicants, routinely shutting out experienced professionals simply because of their age. If they fail to find work and claim their safety net early out of desperation, they hit the second wall. The government actively penalizes those early claimers by withholding portions of their benefits if they try to earn a paycheck on the side. This creates a brutal conflict. The job market says you are too old to hire, while your bank account says you are too poor to retire. The older demographic is caught in a systemic double bind, where every logical attempt to adapt is met with a new financial penalty. Let's look at the corporate side of that vice. Across the country, workers in their 50s are being abruptly laid off from corporate positions they've held for decades, often let go in quick, impersonal video calls. This chart shows unemployment duration by age. Once you cross 50, getting rehired takes 5 to 6 months longer. And if you land a role, a trend line illustrates older Americans suffer a steep salary drop, earning 40% less. Companies avoid age discrimination lawsuits using subtle tactics. Older employees are quietly phased out, suddenly labeled overqualified, or assumed to lack modern technical skills. Shut out of traditional full-time roles, many seasoned professionals have no choice but to piece together gig work, take on freelance projects, or attempt to start small businesses from scratch just to pay the mortgage. The corporate world has effectively stripped seasoned professionals of their primary earning power, right at the exact moment their retirement accounts need it most. Faced with maxed-out credit cards and prolonged unemployment, many older Americans do the only logical thing left. They file for Social Security benefits early. But the moment they do, they trigger a rule called the Social Security earnings limit. If you claim your benefits before full retirement age and manage to find part-time work, the government steps in and temporarily reduces your benefit checks if you earn over a certain threshold. To understand why the government punishes you for working, look back to the Great Depression. Lawmakers needed older Americans to leave the workforce. The administration of the era treated Social Security as retirement insurance, a tool to clear the workforce by making benefits contingent on stopping work entirely. Congress eventually recognized that times had changed. In the year 2000, the earnings test was eliminated for anyone reaching full retirement age. But for anyone claiming early, the penalty remained untouched. A severe restriction designed to save a collapsed 1930s economy has survived as a bureaucratic trap, actively penalizing older Americans who simply want to keep working and survive. There is a legislative effort attempting to fix this error. It's called the Senior Citizens Freedom to Work Act of 2026. The proposal is incredibly straightforward. It completely eliminates the earnings limit for people under full retirement age, allowing early claimers to earn as much as they want without having their benefit checks reduced. This graphic illustrates how the math balances against the bill's primary criticism. While eliminating the penalty means more money goes out sooner, early claimers are locked into smaller monthly payments for life. Over the long term, the financial impact is mostly neutral. It doesn't solve the broader funding issues of Social Security, but it does erase a massive barrier that discourages people from earning a living. If you are caught in this squeeze or know someone who is, contact your congressional representatives and demand support for this bill.
A modern economy that pushes older workers out of corporate jobs has no business punishing them for finding their own way to survive. It is time to retire the outdated rules of the Great Depression and finally allow older Americans to work freely.